So first question is for the panelists. What success as a Niagara entrepreneur are you the most proud of and why? And I'll start with Mihai.
I think the biggest thing for me is that I was able to change the mentality in this region as far as basketball training goes. It's never been done before, and through education and doing what I've done here with starting a small business, and now I'm able to do this on a global scale all over the world. I think it's a good accomplishment.
Nice. What role do you think that being here in Niagara has played on your success?
For me, I grew up in Romania. I grew up in communism. I grew up in not trusting anybody. You do it yourself. That's the best way to do it. And then moving to Niagara in 2005, it's the community feel, the small community. Everybody is your buddy. Everybody wants to help you. And the guy that jumped in with me right away was one of your colleagues, Mike Hurley, and he just said, "Come on, let's do this together." A lot of people say, "No, you can't. Nobody's going to pay for this stuff." But the whole community believed, and everybody in Niagara bought in and started realizing how important this is to build not only the on-court stuff, because on-court stuff, there's only a few that are really, really elite, but building the person and building good habits and building that complete individual that's going to be able to be a productive member of society.
And you're outside of Niagara too, aren't you?
I am.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
go ahead. Where are some of the places that you're working right now outside of Niagara?
So currently I'm in Florida running the NBA pre-draft. I'm the director of the NBA pre-draft there. I just took over a company in Florida as a CEO and managing partner. And I'm running NBA camps in Chicago, Philadelphia, Wisconsin, and June 30th I'm headed to Europe for about a 5 to 6 country tour until the middle of August.
Excellent.
Yeah.
It's got a great haircut too, eh? It's not bad. It's it together. So if you wanted to give some advice to those people that had ideas or businesses that they wanted to grow in Niagara, what advice would you want to give to them?
Same one Dan gave. Do it. Just do it. I mean, I was a police officer in Niagara, and I did it for 7 years. And I had a great time doing it. And I started basketball, and actually Clint's son, who's somewhere out here, was the second guy I ever trained in 2008. And I just went with it. I just went and did it, and there was support. People will support you if you want to do something that's original, something that's unique, and don't be afraid to take chances. People said to me, "Oh, you're crazy, man. You're giving up a police job, guaranteed income, guaranteed retirement." So what? It's also guaranteed I'll get shot the next day. Right? So I gave that up, and I kept on going, and it keeps me going every single day. I hate comfort. I very much dislike comfort. I like to be uncomfortable. And I did a speech at Canisius University a few years back, and they offered me a master's, and I took the master's, and I'm a professor at Canisius. I teach graduate level sports marketing and NCAA. So just do it. Just get out there, like Dan said. Just get out there and do it. Nobody can stop you. People will help you. Niagara is really good for that. And over the last couple of years, I met Steve and Jeff and the whole crew at Innovate Niagara. And what a fantastic crew. And we're working on a really cool project.
Absolutely. Fantastic.
Yeah.
What was the greatest challenge you faced being in Niagara? Because it's hard. It's hard to start a business. It's hard to run a business. It's hard to pursue that dream in Niagara. And that's the reason why a lot of people don't do it. So what was the greatest challenge that you faced, and how did you overcome? What was that greatest challenge, and how did you overcome it here in Niagara?
Still people. 2 challenges ahead, and it's more people and mentality for me. First was facilities. Facilities are, the school boards are doing making a lot of money renting facilities, and for somebody starting off like I was doing with a crazy idea, it was hard to get gym space. It was hard to find a facility. I started outside in the month of August, and then it gets colder and colder. Hang on, we can't practice outside. Where do I go? So my buddy Mike, who's been a basketball fixture here, his whole life, saying, "There's no gym. You can't get a gym." So I snuck into Niagara College. So I would buy those security guards every 2 months. I would buy them Tim Hortons cards, and they open up the gym at 6 a.m. on the weekends. I knew the schedule. The workers wouldn't open up for students until 1 p.m. So you ask Nick, we were there from 6 a.m. to 1 p.m. just one by one, just working out. And security guards just thought that, hey, this guy's just doing good things. He's part of the school. And until Niagara College got a new athletic director, and he started watching the cameras, and he said, "Who is this guy?" And I got kicked out. But so that was one challenge. Facilities, it's huge, and then eventually, just by talking to people and networking and going from place to place, I said, I'm doing my own. I'm going to start my own and figure out my own facility. And I had it for 3 years, just got rid of it last month, but that was the best thing to do. And the second challenge was the mentality of the basketball world. Niagara is very, it's out here, and the coaches and the players and the network has been bred locally. Everything's local. I was an outsider. So I came here in 2005 at 25 years old. Who's this guy? And there was a lot of, he played on a national team, and he played NCAA basketball, and he played his high school years in Hamilton, and it was kind of like we're afraid. And Jay Fast is here in the crowd somewhere. He was coaching at the time, and I remember thinking, how do I break this? How do I break this mentality? And I started sending out emails. Hey guys, as coaches, this is what we need to do. So I found all the coaches' emails and on the websites, and started teaching through email, saying these are the things we should teach our players. These are the things that we need to implement. And slowly they figured out, hang on, I can't do this. I need this guy. Hey, Jimmy, Johnny, you guys go to this guy. Go and get your mom to pay for him, because I can't teach that. This guy can. And slowly, once the community starts trusting what you're doing, then they start talking. And then, your kids were there. I don't know how many of you as kids were there. Jeff's kids, a lot of kids come, and it's because community trusted the community, and then it just grows. So that was my challenges.
You're all talking about us being Niagara, and different points of view, how we've kind of gotten in the way. I want to go to the next question, but I kind of want to, the good, the bad, the ugly. Right? Like, what is it that we need to do to kind of turn things around and get more entrepreneurs to stay in Niagara, start their businesses in Niagara, and grow their business in Niagara?
Yeah, I think bridging the gaps is very important. So I have a huge impact with the Catholic District School Board in Niagara. So we pick the school in Welland, St. Catharines, Niagara Falls, and we show up and we feed them in the mornings, and we give these kids a meal that they'd never see at home. And we talk about nutrition, like, green stuff? What do you mean green stuff, right? And then we move them for 45 minutes in the gym, and we get their energy levels going, endorphins going, and then we tell them, hey, you don't have to sit on the couch and play video games all day. You can play like this. You can throw a tennis ball around. So about a 2-hour program once a week at these schools, but the school board's funding, and that's just the Catholic school board, and we're funding. It's kind of like a partnership. Then the City of St. Catharines Rec Department, we took over their physical literacy and so all of our kids that come through our program, we get them jobs through the city, so they do that. But it's very segmented. Nobody brings it together. Niagara Falls, Grimsby, Welland, they should all be on board. Both school boards should be on board. So we should find a way to bridge this gap and have everybody in the same kind of bowl, thinking the same.
So you were selected on this panel because you guys have all kind of changed the game, right, in your particular sector here in Niagara. So I want you guys to finish this sentence. To be a game changer in Niagara, you need to
be a game changer in Niagara, embracing the community is huge, but I think doing it your way and not being afraid of that old school mentality, I think it's key. It's key because people are receptive.
What's the old school mentality you're referring to?
The safe, the conservative, this is the way we've been doing it for 20 years and we can't change it, and this is how you have to educate your kids, and you have to tell them they have to go to university, and you have to tell them they have to have a career. Well, it's incorrect. You have to live here and you have to have your business here. It's location free. That's key. Dan said the same thing, right? And that's part of the old mentality, and invest your money in this and make sure you have a retirement plan, and just understand that your future is dictated by your actions today. The rest, just keep working, keep keep working, and it'll happen. But it's
Awesome. Is there anything before we wrap this up and go to kind of the questions that you want to share to those out there that are in your shoes but maybe in different sectors, something that they could do to change the game, something that they could do to actually make an impact in addition to what you've just shared before we go to the audience for any questions they have?
I mean, you want to go?
No, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's easy. It's really easy. No matter what you do, people always say, "Oh, you're following your passion." I think that's garbage, because anything you choose to do, you should be passionate about, and you're going to be passionate doing it. But to be able to make it in anything is commit to it. Don't be casual. If you got to commit at 19-hour work days for a year, get it done. Work harder than anybody else out there. Don't ever go to bed questioning that, hey, maybe somebody's working harder than me. Just know that nobody is. And the last thing that I say is the hardest thing to do is just be disciplined. Because discipline could care less about your short-term goal. Discipline could care less that it's raining or shining, or you don't feel good today, or that your kid's crying, or that your wife's nagging at you, or your buddies want you to go party. So, I mean, those three things will really, really, really help you grow and help your business grow. And stay true. Just stay true to what you want to do.